Hello, everyone. My name is 𝗙𝗏𝗘𝗤𝗧. Thank you so much for joining us for today's energy frequency call. We're going to be speaking about the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗐𝗖𝗬 device. I have some really incredible leaders that I'm bringing on to share in testimonials. I am here in Denver, Colorado. I'm an energy healer, Reiki practitioner. I specialize in people and pets and energetical healing, and I'm very, very grateful that all the wonderful devices, technologies are coming to me and that I can be a branch to share these with the world. I'm a podcaster. I have a website called 𝗙𝗏𝗘𝗏𝗧 that's in the process of being formed, where I bring together all the best products. And I'm so excited about this new 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗐𝗖𝗬 device that just came to the United States. I finally got to try it, and I ran a balance program on myself that was truly revolutionary. I mean, I was feeling very, if you will, agitated. And when I ran the device that we're going to be speaking about, it actually picked up on that frequency that I needed some extra balance in my life. And so I ran the program, ran the balance, and felt immediate grounding, peace, and clarity pour over me. It was very, very wonderful. And I'm just so grateful that I get to introduce a few friends of mine. Miss Jodi Sisson, who actually is an author, and she is an incredible 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗧𝗛 advocate. She's an energy worker herself. She's been featured on several magazines, including Women's World Magazine Incorporated. She was actually just featured this year on the front page of this Chicago Tribune newspaper. I'm very excited to have you here. You were sharing your story with me, Jodi, yesterday about what you had experienced with the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗧𝗛, and I'd love for you to just take a couple of minutes and tell us a little bit about your experience.
Sure. So thank you so much for having me here today. I'm really excited to meet everyone, and Raj, thank you for connecting me to Tara. So this has been really exciting. So I just want to kind of start off a little bit about my background, because I have had chronic inflammation all my life, and I was a bodybuilder, and I was what I call a fat, skinny person. So I was probably 125 pounds, bench pressed 185, tore my rotator cuff when I was like in early 30s, when I was when I was walking into work, and no one ever did an MRI or anything. They just sent me to a physical therapist, and the physical therapist said, hey, the pain's all in your head. Well, that led to a trajectory of me seeing a psychiatrist, and I was on 17 different drugs for 20 years, which broke down my body, and I nearly died in 2013. So for the last 7+ years, what I've been doing is using energy and plant-based healing to help the body heal itself. So I went from 234 pounds to where I'm at today. We're not telling where that's at, though. I'm just saying, just saying it's less. And been using energy healing in the form of acupuncture, chiropractic, Reiki, and other medical devices. And one of the concerns that I had was the chronic inflammation that I have is rooted in intolerances to a variety of different foods, the environmental allergies, allergies to cats, dogs, you know, whatever. But like, I was just a walking inflammation machine, right? So I had a different device that I was using daily to reverse food sensitivities, but I would still have to go to bed and take curcumin, several different probiotics, Tri-Ease, which is an essential oil, a blend of peppermint, lavender, and lemon. All this plus, right, just so I could breathe at night. Like, imagine that on a day-to-day basis, twice a day, by the way, because you want to be able to breathe during the day and you want to be able to breathe at night. Now, we don't function well when we're not getting oxygen to our brain, right? And if you're a mouth breather, that's really bad. So my boyfriend and I, we got our 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗧𝗛 just a couple of days ago, and not last night, but the night before last, I used the allergy app. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. So I have not used any probiotic, no Tri-Ease, no nothing since I used the allergy app. And I've had easy breathing. I slept all the way through the night. The oxygen's getting to my brain, which shows up for me for clarity of thought, balance, being just, really centered. And so everyone gets to centeredness their own way. For me, what that looks like is beating the inflammation. So I ran the allergy app, slept so amazing. And I think I told you, Tara, that when I was a young girl, that what I used to take as a child, and hold on to your seats, because it's going to really scare you for people who know how bad this is. I'm taking like 2 to 3 Sudafed every few hours. Yeah, bad, right? Because it lights your brain on fire. And then of course and then I was using a nasal spray. And so that ruined the nasal passage in my nose, which the body has healed that as well. It took 6 years. But imagine that you're using, and I'm not going to mention the other medical device, but imagine using another medical device to reverse these sensitivities. And, it's like, you can do 1 to 2, maybe even 3 foods at a time. Or do a session in 60 minutes and be able to breathe. Like I haven't used anything now since I used the Healy, just to see, because I didn't want to have any other interferences. I wanted to see, how is this healing now working just on its own? I'm still breathing super well, and I've intentionally not taken anything else just to see how it would work. So does that answer the question on the allergy portion?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing your testimonial. It's really wonderful.
Yeah. So now here's a second testimonial that you weren't aware of. So the next thing is, even though I'm a clean eater, I eat organic. We don't bring anything toxic into the home whatsoever. No toxic drugs, no toxic cleaners, no toxic personal care items, nothing. And for those listening, here's the scoop. You still get toxins. That's just how that works. We can't help it to be exposed to toxins. So I ran the toxic app that, release your toxins. I ran it twice. Okay, so for the squeamish, close your ears. I am pooping up a storm. Just say, I am. So it's all coming out. I'm just, because I was having digestive issues. And so, so here's the thing. Oh God, forgive me for saying this. I've always said there's not a magic bullet. So maybe I want to say there's a magic bullet. And the magic bullet, in this case, God, forgive me I really feel like Healy's the magic bullet. And I've never felt like every time I do public speaking, I would say, look, there's not a magic bullet. You got to still fuel your body with the right things. You've got to do energy work. You've got to do exercise, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I mean, I don't think you can do Healy and then go out and have Hostess cupcakes, okay, and expect to have results. But this is amazing. And I think that, there's one thing I've always told people is that there's no end to better. There are no boundaries on wellness, and the Healy fits that.
Wow. Thank you so much, Jody, for popping on here and sharing that with us, because it's very inspiring that we can have something that just can elevate people to another frequency. And speaking of which, Dr. Mark 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗤𝗢, I'm going to bring you on next. And I know you are an incredible healer, a chiropractor of over 26 years, a really servant-hearted good friend of mine. And I'm so grateful that I get to call you friend and ally in this. And I know that you've had an incredible experience as well with using the Healy. And I'd love for you to pop on, give us about 5 minutes or so of what you are excited about, Dr. Mark 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗤𝗢, here using the Healy app. What have you seen? How are you excited about bringing this into your practice and sharing this with your clients?
There we go. Thanks, Tara. Appreciate the introduction. I, as you said, chiropractor, and I've been involved with all different types of technology and different types of energy healing for pretty much my entire career. Years ago, I was in a head-on collision with an 18-wheeler and was left completely disabled for supposedly the rest of my life. I snapped my pelvis in half, ripped all the muscles off my legs, damaged my spine in over 11 areas. And, you know, my big epiphany came when I realized, hey, the body heals itself after trying all the surgeries, the drugs, everything outside the box, inside the box, finally resorting to 7 back surgeries, put a computer in my spine and gave me a remote control and said, you can just not feel anything from my chest down, or control what I was feeling through this cool technology. But eventually I found my breakthrough, and then another one, and got my legs back, my arms back, and got my life back, and moved my family out here to Colorado as soon as I did, just to be able to make up for lost time. My kids were raised with me in a wheelchair, and now we dirt bike and snowmobile and ski and do all the fun things again. So I'm super passionate about helping people with mostly brain and spinal trauma, working out of a hospital here in Denver, get their breakthroughs and get their life back. I have devices similar to Healy. I've tried a lot of things in the past, used some things stuck. I do biofeedback. And the way I look at this as far as my patients go is, with the biofeedback that we do, we really do scan the body for things that are off and out of balance, and we give homeopathic remedies to balance that. And I'll see them a few times a year just to kind of give them a checkup. And even in my own life, I have a very strict protocol of therapies that I do every morning just to stay healthy and to keep good. And some days I still am a little off, you know, and so we do all sorts of things to enhance our neurology and our supplements and our exercise and our sleep and all the right things just to maintain that optimal neurology. And yet some days I don't know what that missing piece was. And so when Raj called me, and I've known Raj for a few years, and he obviously knows my story and knows, you know, how passionate I am about giving people their breakthroughs. And so, you know, he called and says, hey, you really need to check this out. It's right up your alley. You're going to love it. And I just, you know, obviously I'm open to trying things out and trying to disprove them. And when I don't disprove them and have my own experience with it, then, you know, I, you know, reach out to the patients that are in the most need first. And then it just kind of starts to spread from there. So my personal experience was, you know, I was very excited for a while. It's been a couple of months waiting for our system to come in. But I would say the first or second night that I had it, I went to bed like usual, and I usually sleep really good. So I don't, you know, I have a protocol of essential oils and different things I do before bed that seems to have always helped me well. But the second day I had it, I woke up at like 4 in the morning, and I tried some CBD oils, tried to lay back in bed, didn't fall asleep, tried a different one, didn't fall asleep. Hour and 45 minutes go by. So now it's like 5:45 in the morning. And typically once I wake up, I'm up. So the thought of being able to actually get back to sleep is rare. I started thinking to myself, oh my goodness, where's my Healy? I know there's a sleep program on there. So it was actually left outside on the table. So I ran outside in the middle of the night and grabbed it, and just did the vibration program for like a minute and 20 seconds in my hand. And as I lay there in bed, I could feel my mind just shut off. And all the thoughts were just silent. And it took about 2 minutes because I have a ring that monitors my sleep. And I went right into REM sleep for 2.5 hours. I woke up at 8:30, and I never do that. So it was amazing. And when I looked at that, and that whole 2.5 hours, I was in a solid REM. I was super impressed. So I had some low back pain for the first time in a long time. And I think I just golfed 3 times in one day, and I've never done that. So I'm sure that's kind of where it stemmed from. But I treated a chronic pain program, and it was about 80% better within whatever, the 20 minute that I had it on me. And then another really great one was my wife. So she had some stressful things happen and got very irritated and produced a bunch of cortisol. And usually when she gets into that mode, there's nothing I can say and be sweet just to make it all snap and go right away. It has to just kind of last throughout the day, and eventually she'll get over it. she was open to, and she fights me on every technology, and she does all the things that I do, even though she doesn't have symptoms and doesn't really feel if it even works or not, but she just kind of goes on faith. So she was a skeptic, and she's like, all right, I'll try it. And so I ran it, just the program that scans against everything. And it said she was having an emotional problem acute. And I'm like, wow, okay, it nailed you, honey. So we ran the program, put 2 electrodes between her shoulder blades for 20 minutes. And I just left her in the room. And then she came down 20 minutes later, and she's like, you're not going to believe this, but all my pain's gone and I totally feel fine. And so that was, the biggest light bulb for me, like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so exciting. And then for the next 3 days after that, it told me to run the job program. And I love my job. So I'm like, why would I need to run a job program? But I just kind of follow suit. Whatever it says is the top thing to do, I'll do that first. And so I did. I've had some amazing clarity days and created things and got projects done that have just been hanging on my desk for a long time. And so I'm super excited about it. Do I think it's going to replace all the things I do? Of course not. It's not an all-in-all thing. I think it's going to be one of those things that always helps me find that little edge that I need to make a better difference that day. Because I know when I feel good and I look good, I can do good. And if you're not feeling good, how much good are you going to do that day? Like, how much are you really going to pick up the phone and start sharing exciting things if you're not feeling on and you're not excited and you're not healthy, right? So I think this is an amazing tool. I think it's going to help all the different parts of our neurology that, still may go out of sync, help us get it back on sync very quickly. And I think it's going to be an amazing tool where I'll have to do a whole lot less biofeedback with patients if they had their own tool at home to run consistent programs for a little bit and then being able to constantly monitor and change. So one of the biggest things that I love about this is the resonance program itself. The fact that I can scan what my body needs, and it's always pretty much right on, with what I see showing up, and then, just clear those programs and then run the top couple. I think it's an amazing asset to anybody's health. So that's it. Thanks for having me and let me share that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Mark 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗥𝗔𝗣𝗬, coming on here. That's wonderful testimonials, and glad Christy's feeling well too. And Raj, would love to introduce you. My goodness, brother, you are just a shining star in this whole entire world. And I'm so grateful to be a part of this mission with you to help elevate the humans and help our frequencies. So if you would pop on, share your screen. I know we'd love to actually learn what is this device we're talking about. So give us some of the nuts and bolts and all the good stuff that you're excited about with the 𝗙𝗨𝗙𝗧𝗓𝗏.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Tara. Yeah, I am very, very excited to really share this with the world. I've been working with energy technology for actually for about 4.5 years, and I actually am I'm Reiki certified as well. So I understand energy, and I've been working with energy for a while. And for me, it's been a life changer. Energy medicine really is the way to go. And I do believe that is the future. But what I love about 𝗙𝗨𝗙𝗧𝗓 is I'm terming it frequencies for dummies. It's like having a clinician in your own home. So what is 𝗙𝗨𝗙𝗧𝗓? Well, it's a small little wearable portable device that uses microcurrents to deliver over 144,000 frequencies and 120 different programs. Many programs that can be used for really all kinds of issues or conditions or things that you would like to work on. Now, this is, it is new. However, this has really been 14, 15 years in the making. The founder of 𝗙𝗨𝗙𝗧𝗓 is also the founder of TimeWaver, which is a microcurrent device out of Germany that have been creating microcurrent devices for 15 years now. And this guy is an absolutely brilliant man with a vision. He was a monk actually for 12 years in India, left Germany and was really looking for answers. But I do believe this gentleman is, let's just say, enlightened or touched by God, and he has come up with this idea of really delivering the technology and the frequencies that they've developed over 14, 15 years through the TimeWaver and bringing it to the masses, to the layperson in their home like having a clinician in their home. So when he met Nuno Nina, who runs a number of clinics in Portugal, and he was creating his own frequencies. This gentleman is actually very gifted, and as soon as you walk into his office, he'll actually know exactly, just by looking at you, which frequencies your body needs. So he's very in tune in that way. And he is the developer of the gold frequencies. The gold frequencies are the 144,000 frequencies that come with every Healy. So those are the gold cycle programs, and we can kind of highlight those a little bit later. And we're financially free, we're independent. So essentially, Healy has been backed by this gentleman here, $100 million. He runs actually a multi-billion-dollar hedge fund in Europe, and he's a gentleman that really believes in sustainable technology. And the company really wants to be autonomous and is looking to stay private and never go public, so they can pretty much bring this technology to the world. I'm going to run through a lot of the slides very quickly because we're going to try to keep this really short. So here is the Healy device. It interacts with your phone. You have multiple apps on your phone, and from your phone, you can download programs and then transfer them to your Healy. So what does Healy do? Well, here is what we have in terms of what we can say with the FDA. Healy is a microcurrent device that has been cleared by the FDA for relief of acute and chronic arthritis pain. So microcurrents have been around for a long time. It's nothing new. What is new is the delivery of how we're delivering microcurrents to your body. In the past, you would have to go to a clinician who would hook you up. You would sit there for an hour and a half. They'd run a scan and then run some programs and deliver microcurrents to you. So it's well researched. Here we have over 60 studies, all with microcurrents that you can look up. You can go to pubmed.gov or Google Scholar, and you could find those there. So the science is definitely there. This is not new. What is new is the delivery and use of how we're delivering those microcurrents to you. In addition to the microcurrents, we have the Dr. 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗤𝗖𝗬 mentioned the Resonance app, which is actually, it's a little different. You're not getting attached, you're not attaching directly to your body, but it's actually vibrating the information field that your body's interacting with, because we are essentially energy, and everything around us, everything you see, everything you know is energy. We're 99.9% empty space, but we're vibrating at a certain frequency. Every organ in your body, every function in your body, all the tissue, all the cells have very specific and unique frequencies. And so the time waver practitioners have been using these frequencies for 15 years, 45 countries actually now, with about over 500,000 applications and over 2,000 professional clinicians over that time have devised these frequencies and now are being delivered to you. So what do microcurrents do? So I mentioned cells, and your cells have a charge to them. Every cell in your body has to have a charge for it to function properly. If it does not, if it's not holding the optimal charge, then the cell will start to have dysfunction within the cell. So what these microcurrents do are, we're running them through your body, and these currents will resonate. It's a bioresonance that will resonate with the cell membrane of your cells. So the cell membrane, if you will, is akin to your brain, the brain of you. So the cell membrane is the brain of the cell, and that is what allows it to interact with its environment and know which proteins or which genes to turn on and off. And if it doesn't have the right charge, then it's no longer pliable, and the respiration is not there on the cell. So if you upregulate the cell membrane to the right charge, then it could function. And so this is on the level that we're working on. We're charging up the cell. And as you may know, we are made up of 100 trillion cells, and that's really all you are. Or you are a collection of 100 trillion cells. And when we do that, then the cell can start to function properly. Then we can uptake or actually upregulate ATP production. ATP is the energy or the currency of the cell. You actually create and burn your body weight in ATP every day. This is the currency of life. As well as your body's ability to synthesize proteins and amino acid transport. So these are very vital functions that the cell needs to have and needs to function properly for your whole system to function properly. Because as you know, the cells make up the tissue, which make up the organs, which make up the system. So it's a cascading effect. We're coming from a top-down type of approach where we're not looking to treat, diagnose, or really be too focused on a particular condition. Our philosophy is that the body can heal itself, and the body is what does the healing. We're supporting the body by bringing the right frequencies to the body to help self-modulate itself. Let me share maybe some of the programs that we have available with the Healy, if I could find that. So here we have the various programs. So you have the Gold Cycle programs that I mentioned that were created by Nuno Nina. These are the foundational programs for all the other programs. So these programs alone contain 144,000 frequencies. But as you can see, you can target, like Dr. 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗤𝗧𝗛𝗡 mentioned, you know, there are times where you want to really dial it down and try to figure out, okay, where can I get that edge? And sometimes it's not always obvious. You might run a scan on your body where it does the analytics, and something might come up like your job, and you're thinking, well, you know, that really doesn't resonate with me. But however, oftentimes when we do have an issue, it might be somewhere else that's causing the issue. We think it's in point A, but really we're all connected. So if point B is off, that's affecting the whole system. So here are some of the programs that you have access to as a Healy owner. There are 4 different packages you could choose from, but you have programs for mental balance, beauty, and skin. For anyone who's interested in Chinese medicine, as an example, acupuncture, so you have meridian programs, so you could target local organ systems, right? Then you have bioenergetics, chakras, protection programs for EMF, smog, electrosmog, things like 4G, 5G, Wi-Fi. We are bombarded with that in the days that we live in, and we need to find a way to support and balance our system, to give it some reinforcement. And then we have the deep cycle programs as well. So the Healy is going to take the world by storm. I believe it already is. People are sharing it at a record rate. It's one of the fastest growing companies on the planet in terms of social marketing. And what we're finding, so Healy's been around in Europe for over 1.5 years through the social marketing pretty much channel. And here's what we're finding. 80% of the people that have a Healy use it daily. 10%, 90% are using it at least 2 to 3 days a week, right? But most are using it daily. We're finding that most people, okay, we have 96% say that they're seeing improvements, and 31 strong improvement of symptoms. And we have about 18% that are saying slight improvement of symptoms with use of the Healy. But here's the thing, people are seeing very quick results. So we have over 50% are seeing results within 3 applications. You heard Jody mention she ran 1 application and she's still seeing lasting results from 1 application. That's very impressive. So most people are going to see results within 7 to 10 applications for sure. But I do believe that with anything, your body does take time to heal, and you want to give your body, you want to give it time to process and take in that information. And especially if you've been dealing with something for a long time, you know, your body will take time to work and repair and heal itself. So what are we seeing in terms of recommendation rate? You have 94% of the people that are using their Healy are recommending it to their friends and family. So I'm excited really about how we can take this to, we're taking a impactful, game-changing, paradigm-shifting technology, bringing it to the average layperson, right? And we're transforming lives. This is what I'm excited about. I believe that within a year or two, we'll have 100 million plus units sold. And it's a brand new opportunity. I'm loving everything that I'm hearing and seeing about it. And I really am absolutely amazed and excited. And maybe I'll pause here and take questions or comments that you guys might have, or anything that you would like to highlight as well.
Thank you, Raj. I really appreciate that, because there's so much going on, like you said, with the EMF smog, and people are just we're just struggling as a planet right now. And so if we can have something that can help us shift out of that, you know, fight or flight, monkey mind chatter, worry, fear mode, if we can have something that can, you know, offset that electrical exposure that we're being exposed to, or the toxins that we're being exposed to on a day-to-day basis, it's going to be a game changer, absolutely, for the world and for the healing. I think that people, when they can run a scan on their body and see, wow, it really does. It's like your own smart little practitioner at home. I love that, absolutely. And there are some really incredible offers going on right now. I know I'm excited to get the resonance model and be able to run chakra programs and aura programs. I got to take a photo of myself, and then there was this beautiful ring of all the colors of the rainbow around me, showing the different chakras and the zones and the areas that I was having some issues with, and it was very right on point. I mean, I love this app. I think it's just right in alignment with everything that I know personally I offer, and I'm so grateful that we can spend this time together to learn all about it. If you guys have any questions about the different models, can you break it down just a little bit for us, Raj, about what are the different options? And I know there's a few that are on, you know, a great discount right now. So if you can share just a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So we have the Healy Gold Edition, and as I mentioned, that comes with the Gold Cycle programs, and those contain 144,000 frequencies. Then you could also include one additional program that you'd like to purchase. The Healy Gold is roughly about $500, okay? So it's under $500. The next level up is you have the Healy Holistic Edition, and that one comes with these additional programs. So you have the pain, the bioenergetic balance 1 and 2, mental balance meridians 1 and 2, sleep and skin. So total, it's actually going to be about 100 or 72 programs, somewhere around 72 programs. Then on the Healy Holistic Health Plus, you get 120 programs. So you get all these other programs, and then in addition to that, you get the learning, the fitness, the job, the beauty, the chakras, and the protection program. So this one is normally, the Holistic is normally $1,000. The Holistic Plus is normally $1,500. And then you have the Resonance. So the Resonance comes with everything that all three have, but in addition to that, you have the Resonance module, you have the Aura module, and then you have the Analytics. So this will allow you to go ahead and analyze. It's got an Analyze app. That's the one that's going to scan your body and make recommendations on which pertinent program is the best program for you to use at this point in time. Now, the normal price on the Holistic is $2,400. Right now it's being offered at $1,500 with the coupon code that's good till May 25th. The Holistic Plus, normally $1,500, is at $1,000. The Holistic Health is normally $1,000, now at $500, and there is no coupon on the Gold. So during the coupon period, don't even consider the Gold. Go at least with the Holistic. I personally feel that the Holistic Resonance or the Resonance Edition is the best value, especially if you become a member and you participate in the Fast Track program and you share it with 3 people in your first 30 days. The company will gift you a free resonance. So you get 2 for the price of 1, and you're getting it discounted from $2,400 to $1,500. And the analytics are absolutely mind-boggling and amazing. And that alone, I think, is worth it, in addition to the Aura module, which is absolutely amazing, which you've already tried, I believe, Tara, and it's very, very accurate.
Thank you, Raj. And Jody, I do think she has one other thing she'd like to say. So Jody, if you'd like to pop on.
Yes. Hi. There's one thing that my boyfriend Andrew and I were talking about this morning, and I think this is really, really important to share. If you are a practitioner of any sort and you're listening to this, this is not an either-or device. It's not like your patients are going to use you or the Healy. It's a yes and device, right? They still need your expertise. You don't want to forget how much knowledge that you have. And so if you're a practitioner listening to this, you are going to raise the consciousness and the vibration level of your patient by bringing Healy to them in addition to your gifts, right? And whatever those gifts are. And so that's what I just wanted to reinforce, how important that this is not an either or, it is a yes and. Fair enough?
Amazing. And I can't agree with you more, because it's just another tool in our toolbox to help people on an even bigger mission to create paradise and heaven on this earth. So if we can shift it at a quantum level, help people, dispel some of those ancestral things that have been passed down hereditarily, and it's just an energy. You may be experiencing pains or issues from things that were experienced from your grandparents that were passed down to you. I mean, it's amazing, right?
Issues are in the tissues. Issues are in the tissues. There's a book on it. I haven't even read it, but it was, I kind of felt like it was just downloaded to me. But yes, the issues are in the tissues. Go with it, right? Yay. I'll mute myself because I get too excited.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of this. And if you're, checking this out and you're looking at it as a possibility for an offering for yourself or someone that you know that's struggling, we'd love to be able to answer any questions that you have. And if you are a practitioner and are looking for revolutionary products to offer to your clients, I really believe we have something special here, and we'd love to bring you on board. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to ourselves or the person that shared with you this video, and we would love to welcome you to Healy and getting to try this beautiful and amazing resonance, or Healy Holistic Plus, Gold, whichever version resonates with you. But I think you'll be greatly, greatly astounded to hear what there is. And they offer even a 14-day money-back guarantee, so you can try with confidence. And if you sign up now, between now and July 1st, it's a free sign-up, so there's really nothing to lose, everything to gain. And we hope that you just will be able to elevate the people around you, and we can share this planet on a much better level. So appreciate you guys so much.